Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for your attention. Thank you for joining us this morning for an update. Start out, I want to thank the residents from our hearts in terms of your patience and the kind words of support and praise for the efforts. We really appreciate it. It really helps us as we continue to push forward through something that's really unprecedented for all of us and something we've trained for but hoped we'd never have to do. So just thank you very much from all of us. We are working very, very hard as a staff, and I can't say enough about the staff. They are working with incredibly limited resources at this point. We have a lot of staff who are home, working from home, or have been quarantined. And so, as you would expect, everybody has really, really pitched in. And it's, like I said, it's unprecedented what we're doing right now, and I want to thank everybody for it. The other thing that we're working diligently on, and Annette Branch and Tony Hepler and Sherry Grady's team are working incredibly hard to try to secure medical supplies and personal protective equipment, which stocks are running low, and we have put a call out to really everybody around the state, all of our suppliers, our friends and partners in the community. We've asked for help, and we're starting to get some movement there where even little supplies of gloves and masks and sanitizers and stuff that we need to take care of folks will start to arrive hopefully later today. We have more inventory coming, but this, as you would expect, when in a situation like this, we're using those supplies very quickly. So that's really a priority as well. One of the other things, we're meeting every morning. We just came from our morning incident command meeting. We have someone from the Virginia Department of Health epidemiology team who's here every morning with us and working through the process as it relates to lifting quarantine on those that haven't had any exposure. And so we, unfortunately, I'm not prepared this morning to say we're there yet, but we'll do another video at 3 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock will be, my commitment is we will have been able to identify everybody who needs to stay in quarantine and have talked with them from a resident base, and we'll be able to tell everybody else that you're free to come out of your apartments and begin life. It's not normal, it won't be normal for a long time, but life outside your apartments. We are going to continue to maintain the restrictions on the campus for the foreseeable future in terms of no visitors, no one in and out of healthcare, no one in and out of assisted living, and no groups larger than 10, which is the governor's mandate. So we're prepared for that. We just have a little bit more work to do, and it's really not up to us as to when that process ends. But what we were just talking with the Department of Health folks, at the 3 o'clock, we will be prepared to announce that we're going to, we will have talked with everyone. But please stay put until 3. If you need anything, let the desk know, let your social worker know. I appreciate your support. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Scott Jonte. He's going to talk to you about dining and the changes that are underway there. And then Deborah Jacobson will also talk to you about some of the frequently asked questions. We've gotten a lot, and it's more of the practical in terms of getting back to living, and also some information about clinic and well checks and that sort of thing. So I'm going to step away, let Scott and then Deborah talk, and I'll be back to wrap up at the end.
Well, good morning, residents. I hope you're doing well. I know that dining is first and foremost to the center of your lives, and I'd like to remind you and let you know that we are taking all precautions within the kitchens, how we serve food. We are serving food safely. So please rest assured that all the precautionary steps are in place to protect you while you dine in your rooms. So we're going to have a little change up to the dining program, as you're aware. For those residents who need meals, we can provide you with one. The process will be as follows. First, if you need a meal, please call the Promenade at extension 6259. I repeat, 6259. If in the event you forget that number, don't forget it's in the directory. What we request is that when you would like a meal, call that extension. More than likely, you're going to get an answering machine. What I need you to do is to state your name, your room number, and your phone number. That way, if we need to reach back out to you, which we will, for any questions, we will need that information. If in the event you have an allergy to something specific, please let us know. I can tell you now we will not be serving any sort of shellfish or any fish products because they do not transport well. You will more than likely receive the answering machine, leave the information on the machine. A staff member will call you back. We will confirm the information and at that point in time begin the delivery process of the meals. The hours for ordering are as follows. Breakfast, we're taking requests beginning at 6:30 with delivery beginning at 7:30. We'll take breakfast requests from 6:30 to 9. Delivery service will begin at 7:30. Lunch requests begin at 10 o'clock up until 1 o'clock. We will begin the delivery service around 11 o'clock. Dinner, similar, requests accepted at 3 p.m. as we're moving the acceptance time forward because we anticipate a higher volume. Dinner requests accepted from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. with delivery service beginning around 5 o'clock. Now, as we get our systems in place and we begin to deploy meals faster, we will begin delivering the services faster so we could see an increase in an earlier delivery time for you, which I think everyone would enjoy. But this information as well will be broadcasted throughout the community. We are going to be delivering what we're calling initially care packages, and these care packages and meals will begin to increase in variety and size and what we're delivering as we streamline our processes. The contents for each package will be similar to what I'm about to state. First of all, breakfast will include a cereal, be it oatmeal or a boxed cereal with milk, juice, a whole fruit, as well as a yogurt and a sweetbread, a muffin, or a Danish, something of that sort. Lunch will include a soup of the day, a sandwich or a piece of quiche, a side salad, fresh cut fruit, a cookie, and a beverage. Dinner will be a similar nature. It will include a soup of the day, a garden salad, a set entree with no choice, 2 sides, vegetable and a starch or 2 vegetables, a piece of bread, dessert, and a beverage. We will begin modifying this menu slightly and going into next week as we become more fluent in operations. Now, something I really need all residents to pay close attention to, and that is this. All of your meals will be delivered cold. And again, I will repeat that. Your meals will be delivered cold. The purpose behind that, it is far better for us to deliver your meal cold and allow you to heat it up as opposed to us transporting something hot and cooling down over the transportation process. So for you as a resident, it is paramount that you know that you cannot heat your meal up in a styrofoam container. It will simply melt in your microwave. What you need to do is remove the food from the styrofoam container, put it onto a microwavable safe plate, cover it with a paper towel, and microwave it until it's piping hot. And I'm sure that many of you have reheated meals in the microwave before. You know exactly what I'm referring to. But it is paramount that you understand you cannot microwave a styrofoam container. Lastly, dining staff are here to assist you. We will be dropping off your meals, but unfortunately, we cannot enter your rooms, set up the meal for you, or heat the meal. We have to stay on this side of the door to maintain the barrier for your protection. This service will begin today. If in the event you need a meal, again, please call the Promenade at 6259 and we will take care of you. Thank you very much, and thank you for your patience. Up next is Deborah.
Good morning, everyone. I've had the privilege of talking to many of you over the phone in the last couple days, as well as my staff in resident services. I want to encourage you, if you have any questions, any concerns, please call the social worker in your area. And if you don't know the number, please call Emily Williamson at 6082, and Emily will make sure someone gets back with you. In addition to the resident services staff, starting today, we have volunteers from the different departments, so we'll be giving you phone calls as well. Feel free to ask them questions, and if they don't know the answers, we're going to make sure we get them for you. At the present time, I'd like to share with you the most frequently asked questions, and I know that these do not begin to cover all the questions, but we will be putting the answers to those out in publications throughout the week. I'm going to start, and some of them I'm going to be very specific and read to you. First, as far as receiving packages. Packages will be delivered to the loading dock, and a staff member will drop off this at your door. The U.S. Mail, we've gotten lots of questions about that. We are working with the U.S. Mail Department, and we are waiting to determine how we will get that mail delivered to you if we continue to have to be in quarantine or being in your apartment. Newspaper delivery, that was a big one yesterday. People said, if I just could get my newspaper, I would feel so much better. As of today, the newspaper has been dropped off at the gatehouse, and so residents should be receiving those by our volunteers that are dropping them off at your door. Dog walking, that's been a biggie. Residents can take their dogs out, but we're asking you not to go very far and not to have be in contact with other residents. Residents should return back to their apartment once they finish walking their pets. We do have some residents who have been interested in letting their pets go off campus and stay with someone else. If you're interested in doing that, we can help you through that process. Call us at extension 6082. A staff member will come by, pick up your dog or cat. They will have the garb on, the PPE garb on, and they will come to your apartment, get the pet, and meet in the arrangements that we have for someone to pick up the pet. So please be aware that if you call 6082, we'll take care of that for you. The pharmacy, CVS has been a great partner with us. They will take your prescriptions. You need to pay the prescription by phone, and they'll deliver those to you to the resident's door. We'll keep the residents updated if there's any changes to that process. Groceries, that's been a big one. Residents can place grocery orders with the Transportation Department at 6263 or email transportation request at wcrichmond.org. The groceries grocery orders that we'll be taking will be 15 items or less, and there will be approximately 24 hours before we'll be able to fill that order and get it to you, and will be delivered to your apartment. Housekeeping, I'm going to read this one because I'm not as familiar with the housekeeping schedule. To ensure that health and safety of all residents and staff, regular housekeeping cleaning services have been suspended within the apartments. On your regular scheduled cleaning day, cleaned linens will be delivered between 9 and 10. This will include towels, toilet paper, bed sheets, as well as one large bag for your soiled linens and one small bag for trash. Soiled linen pickup will be between 11:30 and 12:30. Please place it in the provided bags and leave the bag outside your apartment door for pickup. Daily trash pickup will be between 2:30 and 4, and please place it in the provided bags and leave the bag outside your apartment for pickup. In closing, I just want to reassure you that our social work staff, resident services staff are available to you to answer your questions and provide support. Again, if you need a number that's very specific, Emily Williamson, it's 6082. If you do have any medical concerns, any questions you have for the clinic, please call them directly at 6231. Again, we're thinking about you all, and please give us a call if you need.
All right, one last thing that we want to share with you as it relates to the clinic. There have been a number of people who have asked the question, can we get tested? What if I begin to feel symptoms? If I'm not well, what do I do? First, thing you need to do is call the clinic. Stay in your apartment, stay in quarantine, call the clinic, describe for them how you're feeling. And for now, the clinic, we will manage you that way. If after this first episode here, where once we know the current exposures and we are able to lift the quarantine that we're in right now, if in the near future you want to get a COVID-19 test for yourself, what we would ask, and what public health is saying, is it's probably not prudent unless you're unless you have any symptoms, respiratory symptoms or whatever. But we will be creating a list of people who we will be able to provide the swab for in the future. We're not there today, probably not in the next few days, but at some point soon we'll be able to send out those tests. They will take a while to get back, but if that's something you want because you feel like you might have been exposed and don't know, we can do that in the future. But for now, we think we know who's been in contact with the resident in question, and that's the group we need to talk with today. And then from that point at 3 o'clock, we'll have more clarity around what will be allowed to allow you to do in terms of moving around the campus and exiting getting outdoors. We know everyone wants to get out of their apartments and get exercise. I need to insist that you stay put for now. We don't have the manpower to police that as much as if people begin to bend the rules, it's going to be a problem for us, which could become a problem for us with the state. And that's just not something we have the manpower or the time to deal with. So please stay in your apartments until 3 o'clock and we'll know more. There's also been a question from a number of residents about wanting to, once we get through this quarantine, about wanting to go be with family or go to a second home. We'll have more clarity around that at 3 o'clock today, and once I have that information, I'll be able to share it. So thank you again. We've gotten, as you would expect, this is being watched by the nation, really, and we've gotten just a ton of support and comments from former employees, people all over the country, because we're really on the front lines of something that's going to get much worse before it gets better. And unfortunately for us, but fortunately for others, we're going to learn a lot. And just thank you so much for your support. And I'd say the same thing goes out to the staff, because they've been phenomenal. So we'll see you at 3 o'clock. Thank you very much for all your support and your patience.